Greetings and salutations, folks. This is the infamous banana guitar getting restored. Yes, I'm going to say 80s. Because, based on the geometry, the headstock, which is basically a Kramer. It's made in Japan. It's a Univox. It says so, kind of there and under there. I don't know what model. It just said Univox, and that's it, because that's how they roll. I've owned it, I don't know, mid-90s, early 90s. Say that. You'll see some discoloration there. Yeah, I said it this time. This is not the first take. Someone, because Univox in early 90s, so a fella or a fellette, I assume a fella, because fellettes don't do the stupidity, carved Nirvana with a smiley face thing. Nirvana, I don't know, both bands carved right in the fretboard. So Richard Shanahan, alumni of the channel, filled this in, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's been sitting around. I don't know. If you look closely, a fella might see there might be a little dust. Why it's called banana guitar? Well, these are all surplus decals from Kinder Egg surprises back in the day. If you live outside of Canada, you're like, what the fuck's a Kinder Egg? Well, if you're in Canada, you know what it is. And if you're outside of Canada, ask a Canadian. The reason it's called the banana guitar is, well, I don't know if you happen to see in around here and maybe back here, but there's one or two banana decals. And I don't mean decals of bananas. I mean the decals they put on the bananas. Except for that one. Soul Guard Protection. That came off a pair of winter boots. Yep. So, anywho's and how's, part of the, you see, that's the Hand Destroyer 9000 bridge. So, we're going to pull the neck off. When we frets are in shockingly good shape. Yeah, but we're going to take the neck off and polish the frets. We'll throw a shim sham, Sam Sham and the Pharaohs in there. Yeah, we'll do that. So, here, hang on. Let me rearrange and produce, I don't know, camera mounting. Exactly. Hang on. Hey, there you are. Look at you. There you are. Of course, I was going to say something, but I forgot to say something. I was going to say, depending on how well this goes, I did think ahead, grab patch cable. Depending on how smoothly this works out or not, this may be a one-parter, maybe a two-parter. Let's see, where's... I think that's the output jack area of the amp. Turn that on. Let's see if this thing makes noise. Yeah, I assume ceramic humbucker. I don't do they do ceramic single coils? Probably. This is not making any noise. You gonna make noise at some? You know what? I bet I plugged in the speaker out. What's that one do? Come in. Reminds me of going to my Nana's house. See, it might have a slight ground problem. I'm going to say, that needs to be worked on. So, other than that, surprisingly, the pots aren't overly scratchy. But then again, oh, now you're just feeding back. All right. Well, anyways, all right. We know. No, leave the microphone on, Ben. You're disconnecting the guitar. And capacitors capacitating. Alright, so let's get the strings off of it. Then we'll take the neck off. We'll go from there. That's where we'll start. Alright. Oh, by the way, fun fact, picked it up the other night. I don't know, it was sitting on a stand for years. It's in tune. So, she's got stable tuning. Apparently. That's about the only thing it's got going for it, but it's got that. So, hang on, I'll de-string it and defang it, and we'll be back. Funny thing I forgot to mention before. Just want to keep the strings in place. I don't know what old Ben was thinking. You know, like basically it's got the string trees that are basically just stamped metal, where, you know, one piece of sheet metal, but look, I got them cranked right down. Like, I'm pretty sure they could be floating up in the air a bit, right? They don't need to be cinched right down. What's up with that? What was I thinking? I was young. I was a kid. Alright? Alright. Okay, strings are off. All the dust is still intact. We're gonna... Excuse me. Ooh, all the coughing. Usually I stabilize the cable under the load bearing of the guitar pad, because at some point, you know, I'm gonna walk and pull this, declip it from me. That's what I do. Anyways, here we are. Still has the trem cover on it. Are you kidding me? I have the trem bar around here somewhere. I keep seeing it, and I know it's it because it's the only one I have that has a black plastic tip on it. So, all right, let's just go for the Big Daddy. All right, yep. Heard that. Sounds like my knees in the morning. That's fine. It almost has a volute. Almost. So it's got a little bit of story to it too. I'll tell you in a minute once we get the neck off. I picked this up at a swap shop. We didn't have pawn shops in the area at the time because, you know, to be a pawn shop, you have to have a pawn license, you know, which means people can bring stuff in, essentially reverse layaway, right? I don't need to explain what pawning is. I'm talking to a bunch of musicians. They're all aware. Anywho's, you need a special license for that. Wow, this is one of the bent bolts. Oh, it must be out of Japan. All right. All right. Well, let's try to keep these in the order they came. I like to match up. So, ding, 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 ding. Well, they're going here. Anywho's, but a swap shop that's strictly, you know, buying and selling, if you will, that you don't need. Wow, that's a bent one too. I am not. Ooh, wow. Wow. I don't know if you guys are catching this. Yeah, you are. That's I can see the bend in it. Wow. Well, we'll just reuse those. That's fine. So, yeah, as I was saying, they started popping up in the Trenton area in the mid-90s, I want to say. And so, of course, a fella started going in. That's where I got the little, what the hell is that? Brentwood amplifier. Little tiny solid state thing. And, yeah, amongst other things, a lot of guitars. This is like the only guitar I have left from that time period because I used to buy them for, you know, say $75. Set them up, sell them for $100. You know, easy peasy, wine and cheesy. Let go. Release the hounds. There we are. Oh. Isn't that interesting? I'll show you. First of all, we got 30-year-old buffing polish column, but these actually capularities. Does the fella have a flashlight for extra lighting? No, of course not. Can a fella bring that in so you can see it? I don't know. Anyways, what I'm saying is there's a gap under the pickup. That's the word. Well, use your words, Ben. So interesting. It's clear. I swear this is made out of fiberboard. Wow, it's got the reverse of a shim. They actually hogged it down. This looks like it's made out of MDF. Here, you know what? We'll switch around to the front cam to investigate this. All right, hang on, stand by, camera. Oh, production. I know. All right. tell me that's not MDF. It's all boogered out like MDF. And here's the gap I was telling you. See? Tell me if that's not MDF. Huh. Will all be dipped. Oh, the other thing was, fun fact, people know that have been watching the channel a long time know I have an extracurricular hole, if you will, here. Sound hole on my Martin. Because, somebody may have tipped a guitar over. And then someone's parent never let them forget it. Wasn't me. Well, I'm going to say, certain parent knocked over a guitar in the 90s. And when he knocked it over, knocked off or broke in half the tuner. So, if you look, yeah, they're not all like matching and stuff. The reason for that is, right? Yep. Like, tell me that's not just like half of a acoustic 12-string setup, right? They're just, we'll just use these. It's fine. When have you ever seen fancy open gear? Come on, that's off a Dreadnought size 12-string made in Japan. Come on. Who are you trying to get? That's one of the things I giggle over. That's why I love old Japanese guitars, because MDF 12-string tuner, 0 fucks given. Perfect. Stand by. Alright, fellow babies, we are back. Okay. Is that stuck? Factory tape? Sure. There's a lot of lacquer. Sure. Oh yeah, that's the body coming off. Tell me that's not an MDF body. Wonder what the neck's made out of. Who knows? As I said in an acoustic demo I did once, well, it's made out of some kind of wood. Yeah, I did. I said that in the video. And, typical, get the end just knocked off all the hell everywhere. Sure. It's so dark, you'd almost think it's ebony. But I think it's actually rosewood. I don't know. It's got a mung factor of 5,000. So I'm going to spend, edit, sure. I'm going to spend like a day and a half cleaning the mung off this, because I'm pretty sure I've never cleaned the mung off this. And just as a example, it's clean, right? Take some lighter fluid. I don't know. Let's choose this fret. Sure. Just single fret. It's a touch, just a touch. And I got to be careful because I don't, well, sure, let's just destroy everything. I don't want to also take out the wood putty filler stuff and dyes that Shanahan did when filling in the carving Nirvana into the fretboard. And so, yeah, it's just a skosh dirty. So I'll be back. I don't know when. I'll probably have different, it's completely gray. Why are you, I don't want to install an OS. Freaking phones, digitals. All right, I don't know, week and a half later, sure. We've got some of the mung. And I noticed the severe black, because it's actually, of course, forgot, because hashtag Japan. It's they dye the fretboard. See, once you start cleaning it, the wear started to come back, which is cool. I don't mind. So, yeah, someone needs to trim their fingernails when they played more often. I'm just saying. But other than that, yeah, we went through. We're using paper towels. Yeah, toothbrushes, and yeah. So now the frets are surprisingly shiny, considering this thing hasn't been restrung in, I don't know. It may have been restrung 10 years ago. So, well, we just started at the beginning. So, start with 150. And then I'm going to go to 180. And then I'm going to go to 400. And then I'm going to go to 1,000. And you may ask yourself, Ben, Why? Well, then you're asking me. You're not asking yourself. So you're asking me, Ben. Ben, yes. Why are those the grits that you use for the polishing? Well, the reason being is because those are the ones that came in the kit. And who's messaging me now? Why is Charles75N texting me? Oh, Jesus. Easy, buddy. You're not the only one that makes videos in the evenings these days. I'll answer you once I'm done this. So, yeah, that's the reason I use now. Charles, who just, interrupts a fella texting him, said something not for public use, so maybe I'll insert the photo here. Well, I didn't. All right. Anyways, it's probably an update on this Warlock-shaped project. Both. I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know whether to say project or project. Pete Doran's the same way. He's involved in all kinds of projects and projects, and he doesn't know what the hell to call them either. So I'm glad I'm not alone. That's what I'm saying. All right, these frets look worse than when I started, because that's a very rough grip. So what I was going to say is now, Charles, on the other hand, I think he starts at like 1,500, and he goes up from there. And I told him, use an aggressive to start, so you don't have to spend as much time. He says, I don't have a problem. It's been perfect since day one, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Fella's only been doing this stuff for 30 years, as opposed to him, who's been doing it less than 30 years. Why do you say less than 30 years? Because I don't know how long he's been doing it for. He claims to be doing it for X amount of time, but I think he's been doing it longer than that, because he seems way too knowledgeable for what the hell he's doing. I don't know. Oh, this is killing the hand. Anyways, you know what? Because I'm just rambling on and on and on. I'm going to continue to polish the frets. And apparently check my messages. And no, I'm not. I could check my message. Charles can wait. So there we go. Sure. And I'll be back once my hands are done cramping up from doing this for 14 hours. Oh, hands are shot, but got her done in 12 hours instead of 14. So we're ahead of the game. So, yeah, all right. I think this is okay for now. It's better than it was. That's all we care about. So we'll just put that there so we can slide off the workbench and snap the headstock off upon impact. Let's take a look at this output jack. Let's clean off the work pad. There we are. Oh, it's the old football. Look at that. All right. Cool. Slamp down, just relic it a little more. That's okay. Not quite. That's the one I wanted. Big, but not quite as. I find if a fella can, or fellette, we don't judge, if you can, remove, it's easier, right? It's like it's easier to work on your engine in your car with the hood up, is what I'm saying. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. As I cough again in your general direction. Well, I didn't. Well, it was at the microphone. So it counts as the same thing. Are you coming off? Oh, we got another football shot. Oh! Alright, I got output jacks. Thank you, Charles. 75N. Yeah, the guy who interrupted me earlier with a text. Well, you're safe, Charles, because when he sent me all the Kramer parts and stuff, yeah, I think that's what those are from. Oh, yeah. I don't like... Why does that sound like... Alright. Wow, that looks suspiciously like a Kramer cover. Except it's not. Alright. Yeah, well, you don't have a Kramer cover just sitting on top of stuff? Shame. That's, we need the little, everything's a different size on this. Alright. No resistance, so that one's stripped. Perfect. Yep, you can tell by the way that just came straight out. What about you? Well, you still have some form of grip on life. But you're bent, right? Sure. I don't know. Let's see what's going on in here. Plus, I remembered for once. Oh, now it's, yeah, there we go. I was going to say now it's there for life. All right. Oh, so that was just, okay. So, let's get the hair out of the way. All right, so I'm going to actually do it this way. So a fella can clean up this surface right here. So the rest of it looks okay. Okay. Use your words. All right, so we'll use the same piece. Then we got Next Tech. So that's like straight out of Radio Shack. There's nothing left in it, but we just hope. Oh, maybe there was. Was that wet? Oh, there we go. Just soaked my hand. Can we get some on there? Right. Oh yeah. Here, just easy. Oh, there we go. Well, let's use this dirty Q-tip. Sure. And then you know what? The fellow's going to use the clean side. Oh, that just went everywhere, didn't it? Yeah, for someone who doesn't have much of it left. But I want to get around up and down. Yeah, that's mungy. Well, corroded actually. Well, since we got, I don't know, a puddle of it on here now. You can't see that. Now you can. That's all. Whoops. It's all wet here now and stuff. See? So we'll just reuse on that stuff, right? That's all good. It's all good. Sure. Soak it right on up. Oh, I was gonna wipe it on my t-shirt. That's probably not the smartest idea either. How wet is it? I just want to soak that fucker. Well, it's pretty much just compressed air at this point. I don't know, can we blow out the pots with the compressed air that might have some contact cleaner there? Oh, nope, that, of course, it soaked it. Yeah, now it's, sure, now it works. Why now? Oh yeah, there we go, all of it on there. Oh, dripping everywhere. That's fine. We'll just use this end to rinse it a bit. I don't know what's going on. Let's turn it on, see what happens now. Do we still get the massive? Hello? So you're still a little loose, but is that loose or is that just, yeah, like that's loose. All right, so that's fine. We're just gonna bend that in ever so slightly. Turn that off. Look for the size of this that matches that. That's not it. You know what? Let's clean up some of the ocean. Sure. Wait for that to catch on fire in here later. I don't know, I just have a bunch of random sockets. I'm just going to keep grabbing ones. No, that's too big. Alright, so it's none of those. Oh, what about this one? You a 7/16? Probably not. You're fucking metric, aren't you? Of course you are. You're made in Japan. What am I thinking? Get down here. No. What are you? Well, no, you're not going to work because it was the 7/16 wasn't the right size. So you're definitely not. All right. Does a fella have any other? Well, I got the socket side over there, but they're all super small. All right, so what do I need? Got vice grips, but I'm told not to use vice grips on the guitar. Well, here's an 11 mil. What's that do? That. Oh, you need like a 12 mil then, don't you? You dink. Can a fella just? No, he can't. But can a fella? Can he take these and these? You know, snag onto it with one, tighten with the other. Or can a fella get purchase? No. All right. Well, what about if we do it the other way around? How about you hold on to? Actually, you know what? Since we're just twisting the night away. Sure. This is. Yeah. Well, no. I guess maybe that's tight. I don't know. It seemed tight before. You know why? I see why. Can a fella? Come on. Like, what are you doing, Ben? Well, you'll see in a second. All right, I'm just going to move that down a touch more to add space. Because I happen to see one just laying in here doing nothing all on its lonesome. Yeah. Put that on. And then we'll put that on. Excuse me. And then we'll put that on. Right? I know. Brilliant, even for me. I'm going to say that's tight because I almost poked through the end of my finger. All right. Do we need all the pedal board patch cables on the workbench? All right. Well, yeah, that for a sec. But that's all like. Well, yeah, because you're doing that now. But what if we do that? Then clearly monophonic. Well, come on. There's a first time for a fella to fix an output jack without destroying the world. Easy. You know what? We're gonna. What we're doing is we're holding this in place by the way that it is, and we're putting it right back together right then and there. Maybe. Oh, come on! You almost don't drop the screw down through the output jack. That's. You're not going to go this way, are you? Because you're going to be a dink about it. Oh, you got to go the other way. I don't want to go this way. Because it was this way, I think. Let's see. Let's just hope. Let's just get one kind of snugged in. Oh, all right. Never mind then. All right. We're doing well. Excuse me. Sure, we'll do that. Mes amis? Excuse mes amis. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Could be French. Probably not. BV's just shaking his head. That's fine, Beef. That's fine. I get it. Alright, I'm just snugging these because apparently this is MDF. For all intents, wow. Huh. Who knew? All right, we got to find a neck shim. Whoa, I was using a Rev Amps business card prior. I don't know where that went. But does this neck even go all the way? Well, I guess, yeah, there is a lot of chunk after that. All right. How much do I want to go? Well, at least half that. All right, release. No, you're not ready. Stop. Let go. Thank you. That's fine. All right. What do we got here? Oh, we just found Celestian Redback. Looks like a business card, but it's actually, you can see, guitar picks. 4 guitar picks. Yeah, they're going to play like shite. What's this? Xander Effects. Xander, your business card. It's the perfect size for a neck pocket. So far, you're leading. Ooh, rounded edges. Hello, who are you? Recovery Effects. Never heard of you. Not as wide. All right. Macmore. Mag slide. Oh, that's nice and thick. Friends of Mag slide. Well, Tom Carter of Mag slide, I think we are going to use your business card. You know what? We're going to go fairly aggressive. By that I mean it's fairly thick. All right. Because it could. Normally I wouldn't do this because it can flip down into the cavity when I put the neck on. I was almost going to tape it, but is that solid? No, it isn't. All right. We're just like not even a drop. We're not Charles. We're not just putting it on with a roller. We're just a fella wants to. I got these high-tech instruments, aka old guitar string. See, why do you keep your old guitar string ends? Times like this. Times like these, we can use our strings again. Times like these, again, again, and again. See, just whatever, right? I just want just something to be a slightly tackiness to keep him from moving everywhere in the world. Are you going to stick? Oh, you are too. Sweet. Bonus! No, you're not. See, it's not even sticking. Because it's barely. Yeah, it's barely tacky. That's like the worst glue. All right, well, you know what? That might actually... It doesn't have to do much. Just has to... Just stay! It's not staying. All right. Oh, great. Move these all around. So we're just going to assume those are the way they were. Fine. Attempt number 1 for neck shim. I say number 1 because, we may go with a different sized neck shim. All right. Let's flip you over. Oh, yeah. All right. We don't even know if those holes are lined up. Doesn't matter. We got bent screws anyways. All right. How did you go on? Like that? Sure. I hope you're asymmetrical. Is that the word? Just looking for the neck. Just looking for the neck. Not putting these in with a power drill. At least if you're going to do that, do it with the ones that got the clutch, so if you can put it, so as soon as it gets snug, it goes, and then it's not turning anymore. Kind of kicks it out. Yeah. I knew you knew what I meant. All right. How are we doing on time? I don't know. Has it been an hour and a half? Sure. So, you know what? We're probably going to get the neck on, and then we'll probably call this a part 1 right here. And And then we'll just stay tuned for part 2, which will be next week. Because I think I usually put out the repair videos on Fridays for some reason. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Are you going in? I think you are. I was hesitant when bolting next together. Expect it's like threading into the body and not the neck, and it's just, pushing the two away from each other, and I don't know. Can a fella just put a set of vice grips around the neck and body to test it? No, you can't. It's be across the fretboard. Oh yeah, this is zapping all the hand strength that Ben ever had. Those are defrosting nicely from being soaked. That's what you do. You just soak it all with contact cleaner and let it gas off. Oh, you know what? Speaking of gassing offing, why don't we put the lid back on that since we're not using it? Yeah, so it's just doing its thing. What's in this bag up here? Oh, not one, but 2 nuts. Or no, yes. I don't know what they're for. They almost look bone. Can't be. Probably plastic. Well, one looks plastic, one looks bone. Wonder where they came from. No idea. So if you sent them in to me, comment down below. Let a fella know. A glue boost. All right, getting distracted. What's that? Oh, steel block. Okay. Anywho's in-house. As we're putting this together, I've been Ben. You've been you. Please like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff. If you happen to know what model guitar this is, really help a fella out if you commented that below. That would be awesome. How about you finish doing this? Doing it like cylinder head. Cross. Anyways. Yeah, let a fella know. I'm going to see what I can find out, by the time I publish this so I can at least include it in the title. But as of right now, I just know it's a Univox. That's all I know, folks. So I assume 80s, just, by the way it is, Especially, the whole carryover from the 70s with the tuners, but that totally mid-80s, dare I say, Kramer-style headstock. See, I don't need that, because my hands are as soon as it gets tight. My hands are like, can't do it, giving up. Especially these bent bolts. They're fine, right? Sure. All right. So yeah, once again, I'm still me. See? Still me. You're still you. We're still us. And I'll see you in the next video. Nope. Only if you put out content. If not, you'll see me in the next video that I release, because that's how that works. Oh, yeah, here we are. What was I looking for? That. We can do it. Does a fella risk putting that on? No, because then you'd have to go back. That is definitely looking like MDF. Sure. Who knew? Who knew? Peace, folks.